Okay, here's the first of the book problems. Since the mother receives a sixth and the widow receives a quarter, let's initially divide up the estate into 24 shares. So if there's 24 shares, then 4 are going to go to the mother, 6 is going to go to the widow, and there's 14 going to go to the siblings. Okay, but the 14 needs to be divided into 4, so let's make it 48 shares, in which case there's 8 to the mother, 12 to the widow. Now there's 24 to the siblings, and now we can divide that up because then there'll be 14 to the brother, and then 7 to each sister. Okay, and now we take care of the legacy. So remember the legacy gets paid before the heirs get their due. So there's 1/9 to the stranger. So that's we're going to divide it up into 1 to 8. Okay, so 48 shares are going to go to the heirs. So 1 to 8 is the same as, what is it the same as? It's the same as, if we multiply by 6, it's 6 to 48. And that does it, right? Because 48 go to the heirs and 6 go to the stranger. So that means 6 will go to the stranger, 8 to the mother, 12 to the widow, 14 to the brother, and 7 to each sister. Okay, here's the next of the book problems. Okay, so let's evaluate that method for that polynomial. So that means then that g of x is going to equal, well, we do 5 times x first, and we subtract 3, and we multiply it by x, and then we add 7, and then we multiply that by x, and then we add 6. Okay, so when we do g of 2, we're going to do 5 times 2 is 10. We're going to subtract 3 is going to get 7. We're going to multiply by 2, we're going to get 14. We're going to add 7, we're going to get 21. We're going to multiply it by 2, we're going to get 42, and then we're going to get 48. And in that we used 6 operations, 3 additions, and 3 multiplications. Whereas if we do it by the typical method, to do 5 times 2 to the cubed, that's going to be 2 times 2 times 2 times 5. So that's going to be 3 multiplications there. 2 times 2 times 3 is 2 multiplications there. 7 times 2 is going to be 1 multiplication there. So that's 6 multiplications altogether. And then we have to do 1, 2, 3 additions. So there's 9 operations by the traditional method. And so we see that this indeed is a more efficient method. Okay, and the last of the book problems. Okay, so we have 7, 3, 9, 6, 14 for our wealth. And so now we're going to reduce 1/40. So we'll start off the bottom here. So if we reduce 1/40 by from the 14, that's going to give us 1326. Okay, now working on the 6th, subtract 6/40, and that's going to be 7396. Subtract 6 from 13 gives us 7. Okay, next we're going to work on the 9. So 90 divided by 4 is 90 divided by 40 is 9 divided by 4. So it's 2 1/4. So it's 210. So we're going to subtract 210 from this. So the 2 goes to a 4. But then we're going to reduce 10 from the 7. So that means this goes down to 7393. And we're going to get 3726. So that's subtracting the 10 from the 7 there. Then we work on the 3. 300 divided by 40 is 30 divided by 4 is 7.5. So we subtract 7.5. The half is a 20, so we get 1726. Down here, we're going to subtract 7 from that. So that's 7386. And then finally, we're going to subtract 1/40th from the 7,000. And so then if we do that, that's 7211, 1726. And then finally, we have to convert the fractions to base 60. So 17 times 3.5 is 25.5. And then the 26, we have to multiply by 9 on 4, which is 3/2 squared, and that's going to be 58.5. Okay, so the final the final amount that we have is 7,211, and then we need to add 25.5 to the 58.5, so that's 2530 plus 5830, and so we're going to get in the thirds will be 30. 58 plus 30 is 88, so that's a 28. Carry the 1, and we get a 26. And so that is how much we have paid our taxes in full. Okay, that finishes the book problems.